Hello, who's here? Who hath come? Anyway, hello. Okay, so I guess I should just begin. Um, let's see, let me just check the time. Yeah, I want one more minute. We'll start. Let me plug in. Okay, I'm going to get my plug. I'll be right there. Let's see. I think it's right here. Okay. Hey, Carla Joe. How are you? I like the stars. Wait a minute. I was just thinking, Carla Joe, are you in a similar situation to Tara in terms of um, dealing with a certain type of illness in your family? Have you guys discussed that? I'm good. I'm good. I went through like whatever. I it's almost kind of like the news you last look at. I was Yeah, I think you are dealing with a similar situation. I think you should trade info about family members because I think you're in a similar situation. Right? Tara is yeah, she's in a very similar situation to you, and interesting. I posted a well, I sort of put in the feed chain. Hi, Patricia. I put in the food chain that on my website. I put an article by her fiance that I think was very interesting. I don't know if it made it up to the website yet. Hi, Lisa. Patricia, did you get that email with Fran and Tara? I wonder if Carla Joe should be added to that. Well, Carla Joe. I'm passing around like emails so you guys can connect to each other. Uh, and Also, I just want to mention an idea, something. I was talking to Devora, alias Scruffy, and she was talking about ah yes to that. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Uh-huh. Okay, you got right. You got this. So maybe we'll add Carla Joe to the email. Yeah. So I'm trying to put together an email um, connection dealing with Noahide, dealing with Noahide people, and I had a very interesting discussion with Scruffy about Noahide, and there's also a woman that I once interviewed named Chaya Bettino, who's also what she was a person involved. Hey, Joseph, getting the boot and Janet for not complying to the jab. Yeah, I already got you beat, man. I've been out of work since the 1st of October, I think. Yeah, Illinois, Illinois, right? Illinois. I'm all scattered. But anyway, so yeah, so maybe Carl will add you to that list. But Carla, I think you should also hook up with Tara because I think you have something in common that you would both like to talk to each other about. I didn't they won't let me collect unemployment. I mean, it's like, really? I mean, it's too extreme to be believed. It's gotta be a joke. I mean, so my wife was telling me a story that, there was some during the Holocaust, um, somebody was telling my wife this story that during the Holocaust, somebody said came into a village. The Germans came into the village, and they said, "Everybody come out of the houses." And whoever came out of the houses, they took them off to the camps. But her grandmother didn't go out, so that's why she's here today. That's racist. Yeah, everything's racist these days, man. Um, so I'm talking to people in my synagogue, and they're just like, they just did anyone see that Alan Anavi clip that I put on my Telegram channel? It was really brilliant, but you know what? I'm not going to mention it on this broadcast. But if you go to my Telegram channel, check out the Alan Anavi thing. I don't generally like him so much, but I thought what he said was really amazing. And Rob Youngblood posted that one. But Scruffy Devora was saying that, there are not that many like Jewish people or Noahide people around where she lives. And I told her, you guys can make your own community. And she expressed to me, and I don't know, I thought I would just throw this out to you guys. She expressed to me that there's a real loss if you leave Christianity. You suffer a real loss because you were actually in love with this the Jewish guy. And so when you leave it, it's a very big you go through a mourning process and all that. And and she was saying that the idea of salvation, that people worry about, because they lost that connection, are they going to still be saved? And yeah, he's on fire, man. Yeah, that was an amazing. I mean, it was really to the point. I showed it to a normie, and my friend was just like, "Whoa!" And he had already hadn't gotten the medical treatment. I think it's a very good sign. I think the White Hats are up to something. I mean, it's so weird how my mood can change depending on the last bit of information I received. But I got this thing which is called like updates. I put it on my Telegram channel as well. Updates from like somebody. I'm not sure the name of the woman, but she said that they've been arresting people since 2017. I think they're desperate. I think the bad guys are desperate. It sounds like they've been completely annihilated. Now, I want to throw out some numbers to you guys that are interesting, I think. This woman was saying that there were 500, let me get this right, 500,000 sealed indictments. Now, in each sealed indictments, it could have 99 people. So if that's 500,000, and there's another 100, okay, so that would be 50 million. 50 million people have to be arrested. That's a lot of folks. I mean, that's a big number. 50 50 million people would have to be arrested. I don't know if that's possible, but it would certainly not be possible in 10 days, but it could be possible in 3 years. But I mean, wouldn't anybody notice that there were 50 million people missing? And they're also, I mean, also with Lisa, with your question, they're also saying about that number is a very, if you look at it, that date number, Hi, Haley. Is very interesting because it's like a mirror image, and Mr. Poole posted that. So I don't know, but all night last night. Where are you, Lisa? I know you probably told me, but I'm a little. It takes me a while to remember. Hey, Yossi. Wow, Yossi's here. Woohoo! You guys are doing a great job. I love everything you guys are saying, man. It's just mirror number. Yeah. Yossi, you hip to this number Mr. Poole put out that I printed here? 12, 22, 21. Mr. Poole isn't usually so specific. Yeah, what do you think it is? Yes. It's a team effort. Yeah. Upper Bucks. Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember now, Lisa. A palindrome, right? But does it mean anything, or should we be holding our breath? Should we be get excited? We heard all those things about we're going to get a Christmas gift. I mean, I'm not even supposed to say that probably, but right, this is the solstice, right? So there's supposed to be a tremendous cosmic shift on that day. The scales of justice. Interesting. Is that a number 17 post, Yossi, or is that just the scales of justice? Has scales. Uh-huh. Interesting. Riddlers, yeah. Exactly. XRP Riddlers, yeah. Yossi, did you get the Sologenic drop? It sounds like I'm not going to get that on Coinbase because they don't hold they don't accept Sologenic. Yeah, Yossi's like the Yossi's very on the inside of things. He knows a lot. If you have any really good questions, probably Yossi knows more than I do. Very positive. Nice. Yeah, I don't want to move my things around, Yossi. I'm just going to leave everything as it is. I mean, they did a flash drop, or they did a snapshot in a couple of years ago on my XRP holdings, but whatever. Yeah, I don't want to move my stuff around. I don't feel comfortable with that. And they're also talking about XLM a lot now. They're saying that could be a currency as well. Could happen soon. I don't know. Uphold's much better than, yeah, Uphold's the way to go. You can still buy XRP on Uphold. Anyway, some people probably are a lot of sky activity. So what are you seeing in the sky, Lisa? Can you tell what kind of activity? Are they helicopters, or I saw a photo from a plane of several groups of UFOs going through the sky. The birth of light. Hmm. Cancellation of the Rockettes. Wow, that's interesting. The last chance to add, yeah. I was wondering if I should. Do you think Cardano has any future? Should I convert my Cardanos into Stellars? I have Algo. I think Algo is going to be good going forward. But I just don't know about Cardano. I bought it sort of on a whim. I'm not holding a huge bag, but I'm thinking about moving it over to hold it. Okay, thanks. Thanks. Uh-huh. Yeah, we get in New York City, in Brooklyn, we get a lot of hovering helicopters. There's an alliteration for you. Hovering helicopters. And they'll stay over your house for like hours. I mean, if there's an accident or somebody tries something. But generally, canine horror, I mean, people associate with Brooklyn with a lot of crime. I'm generally, you know, knock wood, as you guys would say, but canine horror, that not you would say, but whatever. Um, I'm not sensing a lot of crime. Haley, you're not, I don't feel like there's a lot of crime around here. I think people are like different. I think people are like on a different level now. Ah, look on Rumble for the video. Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah, but I can't really move anything anyway. Yeah, small bag of ADA. I also have a little bit of Solana, but a lot of homeless, right? Yeah, but yeah, it's exciting. It's really down now, and I, they're all over the subway. Uh-huh. But you don't see a lot of people dropping, losing the opposite, doing the opposite of life, like they're telling us is happening. I was watching. Was listening to this update on. Actually, I posted it on my Telegram channel, and the woman was saying that she feels the arrests have been going on since 2017, and she said there are 500,000 sealed indictments. I mean, that's so. If each indictment has 99 people, that comes to 50 million people. He's making arrests. Interesting. That's beautiful. Hey, Erwin. So, for those of you who are interested in Noahide, a community, Scruffy, I believe, is trying to start a little community. Yeah, I saw those code 7 messages upside down. Thank you, Lisa. That gives me, I mean, it'll be amazing, like to go from, like an unemployed school teacher who's like just scraping by. I'm not even allowed to collect unemployment to, potentially. I was just like trying to wrap my brain around that thought. The weight on the indictments. Yeah, but could it be happening behind the scenes? I don't know. That's what this woman was reading from somewhere. Maybe they're waiting for the timing for it to hit with the voting thing and all the other pieces that have to come together. The Epstein. The Epstein appears to be like the Maxwell thing seems to be. You can collect unemployment. Um, can you? I don't know. I do collect Social Security, so I'm not totally without resources. But the IRS is already, has dibs on it. I mean, my wife wanted me to 50 arrests. Yeah. But they're saying, I mean, I don't know. If there were 50 million arrests, they would not be able to do that in, I don't think, in 10 days. but I heard 150,000. Even that is a staggering number of arrests. Is it possible that the White Hats are so good that they were able to keep all this away from everyone's eyes? Right. Oh, he had to resign. Yeah. I'm a plaintiff in the lawsuit against the Department of Education. Um, but I still get health insurance, so that's good. The massive people that are so sad. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of what he's implying, right? That it could something really nice could happen before the holidays. Wow, that's nice, Yossi. Amazing. What? Yeah, you think so? It could be. It could be that all this is taking place under the radar, and it'll just be like one day they'll just say, "Okay, it's over. They're gone." Yeah, yeah. I hear you, Haley. Though the people in my shul, man, they're becoming more curious about my viewpoints, but they're still not really sure what to make of me. Yossi, did you see the Alon Hanava uh, clip on my Telegram channel about people volunteering for the showers? Very interesting. Thanks, Haley. Yeah, I get a lot of notice at synagogue at shul for my viewpoints. Yeah, I don't want to describe it on this feed because it definitely would get some notice from AI. Very interesting point. I mean, it's so beautifully, it's so simple. Yeah, and imagine. Yeah, I also really started preparing. Also, yeah, 100%. Judy Mikovits. Is that the woman who broadcasts? I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, um, is Carla Joe still here? I miss you. You're being so quiet. And Erwin hasn't said anything? You guys just listening? Alon Anova, yeah. He has been ill. And he's coming back strong. Glory days are coming. Like it, Delmer. I like it. Okay, cool. As long as you're okay. She was taken down right away in the beginning. Ah, right. Listening. Okay, cool. As long as you guys are let's see, we have 11. 11, that's the Kabbalah number is 11. It's also a big number in Kabbalah. So I played the Rabbi Alone tape for a friend of mine, and he was like, because he was totally like, he was like, whoa, because he had gotten the medical treatment, and they all think it's like it's no big deal, you know. I don't know. It's unbelievable times. Okay, no problem, Earl. Just chill. You're good. I didn't mean to wake up a sleeping giant. Yeah, I started preparing pretty early. Amazing white hats. Yeah, it could be. I think so too. I think it could be done because what they're doing is so unusual that people just probably never even think of it. Biblical times, yeah, Nancy, 100%. Right, right. Yeah, they're just the cabal, their rulers, their leaders are reptilians, and reptilians can't really think outside the box. They only know intimidation. They don't know anything else. They don't know how to be creative. And I think the White House totally took them by surprise because they don't know how to change their playbook. Yeah, I feel like I've been preparing for something for years too. Tara, are you here? Parasites, right. Yeah. And they put those parasites in the eyes. You guys saw that? The transition is already completed. Interesting. We're waiting for the economic crash. That could be. That could be. It looks like it's sort of happening already. I mean, the stock market is way low. Gold hasn't really moved. Hey, Melissa. Melissa and I, like, we always research the same things at the same time. Yessie, I just want to give you a kavod. I want to give you honor and respect that I started a news web page, and it's like so hard. It's so hard to do. I'm trying, and I'm asking people to write for me, but Melissa was one of my potential. Oh, CNN closed their offices. What do you think about that? Yeah, that's very interesting. I heard a lot of people are like leaving. Writing is hard. Yes. Yes, I got an MFA from Columbia, and I tried my hand at writing for a very short time, and immediately discovered carpentry. And I was just like, after being with writers for a couple of years, I was like, just give me a piece of wood and a screwdriver, man. I'm like, I was so sick of those people. They were so full of themselves. No, but that's a simon, isn't it, Lisa? If they say they have it, that means that they're on their way. Interesting. 73% of the military. Wow. Where are you getting your info, Carla Joe? It looks like you're getting some good intel. Yeah, I was expecting CNN to be taken over by white hats. Also, Twitter. I wish Facebook would. I'm wringing my hands out. Too many. Yeah. Well, and they brought out the worst in me. Also, I mean, I've been trying to escape the elites all my life because I grew up in Scarsdale, and I'm just like, these people are not normal. I don't want to be here. Get me out of this. I mean, Mike Penny. Okay, I got to check that out. Okay. Yeah. So Haley, it's just, I mean, in actuality, like with like people of that ilk, they're really just regular people when you come down to it. But yeah, but it was just like there was something like this whole thing with like, here. I mean, I went to Columbia as sort of like an afterthought, but I didn't spend my whole life thinking about what college I was going into. In fact, I dropped out of college right away, and that was like a big shocker in the community. I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, he dropped out of college. It's like unheard of in Scarsdale, New York at the time. Yeah, that'd be nice to be hooked up. Oh, Starlink. Oh yeah, but you will actually be. We're all hoping to be linked up to Starlink, Erwin, in different phases. Uh-huh. But do you think? Does everybody think that the economy is going to go down like soon? Sometimes sharing is even harder. Interesting. Yeah, Haley lives up the block from me. Haley does not live far away, but in Crown Heights, if you live like in another block, it's like living in a different dimension. I mean, I see people in Crown Heights that I've been here for 20 years, and there are people on the other side of town. When I see them, they're like, Where have you been?" It's like, I live here. I live in Crown Heights, but you're on the other side of town and I never see you. And the empty shelves. Uh-huh. Things are pointing for a crash. I think the economy has to go down to reset it. Yeah. So Haley and my wife are related, and my wife doesn't have many relatives, so it's a big deal. Yeah, I wish too. I don't know what's that up. My wife has her. I'm not allowed to talk about my wife on the thing, but whatever. I don't. I can't understand. I don't understand some things. A lot of things. Maybe you should call her. Maybe you should just try to call her because I think sometimes she just has to be reminded. And we actually do go out a lot, but sometimes we stay home and you should definitely be included. So yeah, I would call her. I mean, yeah, I would. It has to go down. But will it go down soon? What do you think, Yes? The economy going down soon? Yeah, but she hardly ever leaves. She hardly ever she works all the time. Ah, yeah, that could be a sign that CNN is on the way out. Yeah, well, she's doing just proofreading, but she does it all the time. I mean, she's always working. But I'm not really allowed. That was off. Fortunately, she doesn't listen to my videos, but I'm not allowed to talk about her. Yes, she's still there. And also Tara. I want um, Tara and Carla Joe to exchange information because they have something in common. And I think they could really be good for each other. Chris Wallace retired, yeah, but didn't he move to CNN, to news some other place? Okay, yes, he's still here. Great. Editing was picking up again. Great, that's good. Yossi, any good info you got that we don't know about? Oh yeah, I know what I can ask you. Is this? I asked you this before, but I'm going to ask you again. Is Was the taking down of XRP from most platforms, was that involved with the more with the reset than about the SEC case? Are you doing better now, Haley, in that way? Uh huh. Right, because what if you had a crash before Christmas? That could be pretty, scary. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it just seems so weird that, I mean, on his way out the door, and then he works for, the digital asset investors. He's such a he's so into this. It's not for retail. Do you think they'll just buy us out? Huh. But what are they going to do with all us retail holders? Right. Yes, I'm with you, Carla Joe. That's what it says. Remember, there were four signs, four levels of getting sick. Lisa, I'm so glad you said that, because I'm like, that's what I've done. I've even bought metals on credit cards, which is completely insane. Only 1% of the holders. Uh-huh. So what are they going to do to us? All the retailer guys stand over there. Yeah, I think they're leaving the planet in droves. Let's hope. Right, or retail, yeah. Yeah, Lisa. Okay, wow. For a CPA to say that, man, I mean, I'm a noodlehead, so it's normal. I mean, they can borrow. Wow. How cool will that be? Right? They'll have to pay us rent on it. Elizabeth Warren, yeah, has tested. That means she's. I think we're not seeing much on the Maxwell trial, but I think there's a lot going on under the surface. Oh, I love Michael Sala. I'm totally into his stuff. Major happenings in Antarctica. Yeah, there was supposed to be a meeting of the Fed and XRP people. I don't know. I mean, the digital asset investor says that they could just offer us a set price, like a nice price, like $100 a coin or something, and then just kumbaya, or $10 a coin, and say, "See you guys later," which wouldn't be the end of the world. The Kabbalah is leaving the galaxy. That's a nice. I love hearing that. Melissa, you and I are on the same page. Melissa and I, like, we always research the same things. And Melissa, I hope you don't feel like you don't belong here. That's just ridiculous. That's just silliness. Wow, Bar Forever coming back. That is so nice, man. So that could be 1222 because of the whatever. Okay, yes. I love it. No sell. I want 100 grand. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, that's what the digital asset is saying. I didn't come here for $10 XRP. I didn't come here for $20 XRP. I came here for $10,000 XRP. I don't want think about money ever again. I mean, either way we want to think about it, but I don't want my ancestors to have to think about it. I don't want my friends to have to think about it. Okay. Yeah, Melissa. Yeah. Yeah. You see, Melissa adds a lot, but we don't care. We don't care what about that stuff. I mean, wow. Yeah, 10,000. Yeah, I could deal with it. I'd be okay. Fine. I don't think I would really change my life very much. I really don't, except that I would give more I would be able to give charity. I think that would be nice. And I would fix up the house. My house is like, you're seeing like the best part of it. Right, right. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm glad that you're like I'm not the only noodlehead in the pasta factory. I mean, yeah, I'm sure, Haley. I know, and Sterling Street's an old street. Yeah, and Stellar too is going to have a role too, I think, and maybe Solana. I don't know, but they must leave, right? The cabal, right? I think that's what they were saying about the meeting in Antarctica. That there's a portal there to send them into. Yeah, all the banks will close. Yeah, that I can see coming. Yeah, taken down energetically. Stellar will do good. Yeah, it's another galaxy, right? Yeah, they're not going to another part of Crown Heights. Like here in my community, if you move to the other side of town, you make different. You have to make different friends. Okay, Haley. God bless, man, and do what I said, man. I'd love to see you at my table. It would be so nice. You know? Do you know Yaakov Albert, Haley? Because he comes to my table. He listens to my channel a little bit. Stellar will do just fine. Yeah, but we'll probably do fine in the reset because if it's an Asara, we'll get back a lot of money. I was saying, so I heard that they were just going to give us back interest, but then I saw somebody else saying no, they're just going to drop the whole credit card thing. Right, Carla Joe, you're on fire today, girl. Go, it's beautiful. Blessings, Haley. Right, right. It wouldn't make sense, but nothing makes sense right now anyway. Well, like with my mortgage, I've been paying interest for 15 years, nothing but interest. Finally, I'm paying a little bit of principal off. So if I just got back my interest, I could pay off all my credit cards. Or if, the cryptos go, or if, it'll be okay. Free healthcare. Wow, man. Yeah, and real healthcare, not just this stuff, this poison stuff. Yeah, what about the sky? Just seeing, I mean, I love the clouds. I mean, there was a picture on one of Michael Sala's broadcasts. I think it was Michael Sala. Let me think. Let me just think. Melissa will be able to correct me. Was it Michael Sala? No, it was not Michael Sala. It was somebody who did this like 20 program where they're sent out of space. They're sent out of to another like world for 20 years. Who was that guy? Who was it? It wasn't Michael. Oh, I know. It was right. Who? I'm sure Melissa knows. Who's the guy that um, talks a lot about space? Now I'm forgetting what I even thought was going to say about him. But I know what I was going to say. He was doing a. It's the guy with the ponytail. Now he has a ponytail, but he's kind of a funny look. He had a funny looking haircut for years, and he was like talking back in 1994 about traveling in space, and everybody was after him. But he during one of his interviews, he they stopped the camera and they showed these clouds, and the clouds were shaped just like spaceships. It was really cool. The clouds say a lot. Yeah, think about it when you go outside. Look at the clouds. I mean, if they're in that checkerboard pattern, those are chemtrails. No, it wasn't Mike Morales. Um, can't remember his name. Michael. Yeah, it was Mike. I think it was Michael's. Maybe I don't know. Wow, $8,000 a year. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Carla Joe. Yeah, the guy who was all over, and now he's like a grandfather. And they did an interview with him in like New Mexico or Arizona. He gets pics from citizens of ETs or spaceships. I have to write this down, Mister MB33. It could be our military. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Germans had flying saucers in the 40s. The sky, yeah, the sky and the trees. I know. When I walk down the street, I'm always looking at the sky. I think there was a Little Rascals. I think it was a Little Rascals episode where Alfalfa or somebody had a stiff neck, and he was looking up, and so people started coming around him, and everybody was looking up because yeah, don't fret, Carla Joe. It's not that important. The only thing that was important was that at some point in the interview, they stopped and they showed the sky where he lived. I think where he lived, and there were these like obvious spacecrafts. Foxes are nice. Yeah, it's nice to see a healthy fox. Oh, so you have beautiful things. Yeah, my parents used to live in Cape Cod, and we used to see beautiful foxes and scroungy foxes too. I mean, we saw them both. It was so quiet in my parents' house in Cape Cod, I could barely sleep. I was like, it was like going into a different. It was like a different kind of sleep. I mean, here there's sirens all day and night, and people talking outside and singing outside and getting into fights with their girlfriends outside. It's always like noisy here. Bobcat. Wow. Take away one of my chickens. That is so exciting. I mean, I feel bad for the chicken, but bobcats are really unusual. Yeah, Alex Collier. Yeah, it was Alex Collier, right. We're going through liberation in a matter of weeks or months. Yeah, one of the channels said that everything will change within a week because of the technology. Nice. My mother, Baruch Hashem, is 91. She's the one that's dating a 93-year-old. They love each other. He sent her flowers. And he didn't sign his name. If so, for like 2 weeks, she was getting a flower every day. I think it was right before her birthday, and she didn't know. She thought it was somebody. They live in an active living house, active living community, and they met each other. And his kids moved in to the active living community, and they go out every day. They go on drives together. They pick apples. They're so happy, man. I mean, squirrels and scrawny foxes, right? Or fat, healthy. Yeah, no. So that's the trick. It's the squirrels. Yeah, Alec Collier. Yeah, you're quiet there too. Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, I'm sure. You know, you listen. You do it, adapt. There's things about Brooklyn that I just love. I mean, there's a kind of a there's a kind of a chayas, there's a kind of a liveliness that's, you forget about like, well, you can be alone kind of, but you kind of like you have to be, I don't know, crickets and occasional owl. How nice. Yeah, my mother is a real character. I mean, she's having this affair with this, they love each other. I mean, he's like so different from my father. He's really like easygoing. My father was a character. I mean, I love my father, but he was really a character, and he was very hard of hearing. So she often complained that she never got to have a conversation with him, and I had the same problem. Yeah, the squirrels don't last long in my property because I trap them and bring them into the park. Yeah, it's never too late to have a happy childhood. I mean, there's we do what we have to do during certain parts of our life, and yeah, she's really beautiful. I mean, she's really like just, she has her thing. She's a liberal too, but so she has her like, oh, she has her points of fussiness, but generally, like my parents were very eclectic. They would collect people. They would like just take in, they meet somebody in the woods. They were always in the woods going hiking. We decided instead of going to the Unitarian church, we would just go to the woods, and they would meet people in the woods, and they'd bring them home, and they'd make friends with them, and they'd get to know them. That's just how they were. They were just, they would collect people, and it was really sweet. My dad, yeah, he passed away maybe like 10 years ago. They had a hard time putting him under, man. I mean, they really like he got a stroke, and then the doctor just somehow it was decided that they were going to take him out, and it was not easy. They had to give him a lot of morphine to really. It was I I I dropped the ball. I like left town. I went back to do my job, and they, in the hospital they just took him out because he was strong. Because I think my mother had visions of him being, in a wheelchair for like, he was too, he was mentally, physically a powerhouse. Oh, yeah, I know you. I remember you telling me that, Carla Joe. Yeah, I sometimes dream of my father. I do have dreams. I mean, he's always with me. And he told me when I was a little boy, and I remember holding his hand and going for walks. And I said, Dad, what's going to happen when you're gone? He says, as long as you're here, I'm not gone. So I mean, I think of my father every day. He can't I can't get away from him. Yeah, yeah, because Carl Joe, they were really close. But the big problem with my dad was, which was would really tore me apart from the community, was that my mother insisted on cremating him, and that is they gave me such a hard time in the community. I mean, I can't. I mean, it's disgusting what they did, and I've never really forgiven the big rabbis in town for that. And now when they're doing this thing with the medical treatment, I am like, I'm like, you guys, man, you let me down. Yeah, it's I always was critical of my father, and I always felt like, that I'm so different from him. But as I get older, I mean, I inherited his exuberance, and his he was really outgoing and very friendly to everybody. And I used to just like, Dad, I was so shy. I was like, Dad, why are you saying hello to these people? You don't even know them. And now my son says the same thing to me. He's like, why are you saying hello to these people? Yeah, thank God the hearing aids have evolved since my father's time because he really couldn't hear at all. But yeah, let's stay on an up note. So I'm my plan. Oh yeah, we're almost done. So my plan is to start I talked to a friend of mine. He said I'm gonna just start a regular new Gmail address, and I'm gonna tell everyone to send me their Gmail address to this particular address. But you guys will find me. I mean, you guys are like my family, so you'll find me. I mean, I'm always on going to be on Rumble. And and after Xmas, I'm gonna have my channel back. I don't know how much more careful I can be. Yeah, he was a Boy Scout. I mean, he was, he lost his father when he was very young, and he was just like they don't make him like that anymore. He was born in 1920. You don't meet people like that anymore, and they were like, he was in the Air Force, and it's like those people. I mean, that was a generation, man. Yeah, I hope the censorship. Yeah, it's so tiring. It is so tiring to have to, like, for you guys and for me. It's just ridiculous. It's demoralizing to have to, like, for what? For what? It's totally illogical. Yeah, hopefully they'll be taken out to Antarctica and sent to another galaxy, someplace far away. They can have their own feather beds or whatever they need, spring water, adrenochrome factories. I mean, really? Yeah, they're determined. Yeah, that's their yeah, their home planet, right? Well, listen, we'll just keep keeping on, man. I'm still going to just keep broadcasting on this channel. Thanks for finding me here. And I mean, this morning I didn't have because I was kind of in a down mood. I didn't have the heart to yeah, I didn't have the heart to publish my video on YouTube because I thought they would shut it down. So I just put it on Rumble. Yeah, it's a special group. Yeah, see, they're just like, when you're with those guys, it's just it's a different world. We had guys also in my shul, you know, older guys. We still have older guys, but they're not quite from that generation. Only watch Rumble. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I don't get the kind of hits, but I don't think Rumble's really developed yet. I think when Truth Social takes over Rumble, let's hope. And I hope I wish they had a decent live broadcast. Okay, I'll try to sing. I'll try to sing. A niggin, sing a niggin. Ya ya ma 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 ya na ya na ya na na ya na ya na ya na na. Yeah, this is a niggin. That's different from a song. This niggin that I'm singing was taught to me by the rabbi whose kids were unfortunately removed from the planet in India. Do you remember a couple years ago there was a horrible occurrence in India? You remember that and the young boy was saved. Little Moshe was saved. The young boy, these terrorists just destroyed this whole Chabad house in India. Anyway, the little boy was saved, and he stays with his grandfather. So I met the grandfather. Walked into shul one day. He took a look at me and Ya na na, ya na na na, ya na, ya na na, ya na, ya na, ya na, ya na, ya na, ya na, which is it's called McCoyle's Niggin. McCoyle. I don't know how you say that in English. Like Michael's Niggin, McCoyle's Niggin, and it's supposedly when you sing that niggin, the rumble displays who you follow. I don't know what that means. But if you sing that niggin, that the Baal Shem Tov will be with you. In actual, if you sing it with heart, that yeah, be under the radar. Yeah. All right, I better go. I see I'm being called. Yeah, let's hope, Yossi, when Trump takes it over, that they'll have a decent live chat. The live feature is horrendous on Rumble, and there's no way to post notes to the to your friends. Okay, so I'll let you guys go. Thanks for coming by. I hope it was good. It was good for me. It was sweet for me. And just know that if you go online, you find McCoyle's Niggin, and you sing it with heart, that the Baal Shem Tov will actually be with you at that time. So if you ever need real godliness, you need a personal hand. Carla Joe, much love, and love to everything. Yossi, thanks so much for coming by. Melissa, everybody, Delmer, Erwin, I think, left already. Yeah, but God bless you all, Nancy and Patricia. Okay, and we'll see you soon. I hope it was good for you guys. And we'll see tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see you. I'll see you. Whoever comes to the Tanya Torah share tomorrow at 11. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm glad that we don't have such breaks in between meetings. It's nice that we do every day. So we'll see you tomorrow. And man, just keep doing what you're doing. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. You know, it's like the Holocaust, like that story I was telling, that the ones who ran out and did what the government told them to do, they were gone. But the ones who held back a little bit were fine, and we'll get through it. All right. Shalom. Elizabeth Warren, yeah, that's the good news, right? She was taken to Antarctica for a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. All right. God bless. I'll see you guys. May the force be with you, and God bless.